Let's rewind to 1985, the year the NBA lottery became must-see TV. Watch as a spinning bingo drum holds the fate of basketball's next superstar, Georgetown's Patrick Ewing. The New York Knicks, sitting in the third worst spot, weren't just any team, they represented the league's biggest market. Meanwhile, smaller teams like Golden State and Indiana actually had rougher seasons, but suddenly faced equal odds under the new system. The league rolled out red carpets at NYC's Felt Forum, with Commissioner David Stern steering the show. The question was, could basketball fate really let Ewing slip past the bright lights of Madison Square Garden?
You knew too. Show what you got in your hand. He has number 33 all printed up here already. Patrick, there's confidence for you.
Of course not. Rumor has it the Knicks envelope got special treatment. Some say it was chilled to make it easier to grab from the drum, or maybe discreetly creased for a quick visual cue. Even the accounting firm involved had ties to the Knicks' parent company. Skeptics still wink about an assist for New York that night. Ewing, of course, became a legend, and the whole spectacle left fans side-eyeing future lotteries. Was it destiny or the NBA looking out for their own interests? George Shinn remains one of the NBA's most infamous owners. After securing expansion rights in 1987, he launched the Charlotte Hornets, embedding the NBA in the Queen City. By the late 1990s, his reputation imploded during a highly publicized kidnapping and sexual assault trial, which also exposed other scandals. Retreating from public life, Shinn relocated the Hornets to New Orleans in 2002, a move many attributed to Charlotte's backlash. Despite the team's strong attendance at the time, in New Orleans, the Hornets achieved moderate success, some playoff appearances, hosting an All-Star game, and building around Chris Paul as a franchise cornerstone. However, financial troubles moved Shinn to sell the team. When a proposed deal collapsed, Commissioner David Stern intervened in 2010, authorizing the NBA's unprecedented $300 million purchase of the team to safeguard its stability and the league's broader interests. Under league ownership, the Hornets faced pressure to trade Chris Paul after he demanded a move, leaving the franchise with little leverage. Stern famously blocked a proposed Lakers trade, arguing it disadvantaged New Orleans. Days later, the Hornets settled on a Clippers deal, receiving Eric Gordon, Chris Kaman, Al-Farouq Aminu, Minnesota's unprotected first-round pick, and 2 second-rounders, a package deemed promising but later criticized as a franchise misstep. By 2012, Saints owner Tom Benson acquired the Hornets for $338 million, aiming to revitalize the team with a marquee talent. Though New Orleans was bad with the third worst record, the team in Charlotte, the Bobcats, had a historically awful 7-59 season, giving them the highest lottery odds for the top pick, destined to be Anthony Davis, a player viewed as a transformative pick. Miraculously, New Orleans' 13.7% odds secured the number 1 overall pick, while Charlotte, who had a 25% chance at number 1, dropped to number 2. The city that lost the team to New Orleans now watched its replacement franchise claim a generational star. Now, Stern's role in this improbably favorable twist remains unproven, but the timing and optics fueled enduring suspicion of league interference. Now, while not a conspiracy itself, back in 2016, hours before the draft lottery aired, former NBA star Dikembe Mutombo dropped a tweet that caused major suspicion. Congrats to the Sixers for the first pick. He quickly deleted the tweet, but as many have learned, deleting does very little on Twitter. The Philadelphia 76ers had the best odds at 25% to snag the top pick, but fans knew better after years of eyebrow-raising luck. But here's the thing. Mutombo wasn't just any ex-player, he was an NBA ambassador. The question was, does he know something we don't? Was this a slip-up or a peek behind the curtain? The league never proved anything, but let's just say it's now a permanent chapter in the book of conspiracies about the NBA draft lottery. Now, no franchise has reaped more from the NBA's draft system than the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James.
Landing LeBron James first overall in 2003 was more than securing a generational talent. It set the stage for decades of relevance, yet Cleveland's luck extended far beyond that. Getting the 1 pick and selecting the hometown kid has its own question marks around it, but after LeBron's 2010 departure, the Cavaliers improbably won the number 1 pick in 2011 and 2013, despite slim odds. Then they defied a 1.7% chance in 2014 to grab Andrew Wiggins, a key asset, by the way, used to acquire Kevin Love upon LeBron's return. This unprecedented cluster of lottery wins, timed around the league's biggest narrative being the LeBron legacy, fueled theories that the NBA engineered outcomes to revive a struggling market and craft a storybook championship arc. While of course unproven, the Cavs' statistical anomalies remain a pillar of draft conspiracy debates. Again, from 2011 to 2014, the Cavaliers remarkably secured 3 number 1 picks despite never holding the NBA's worst record, each occurring after LeBron James's 2010 exit to Miami. The timing raised eyebrows, suggesting engineered outcomes to aid the floundering franchise. In 2011, they leveraged a 2.8% chance via a Clippers pick to select Kyrie Irving. In 2013, they landed a top pick with a 15% chance and then taking Anthony Bennett. And then again in 2014, with a 1.7% chance, they acquired Andrew Wiggins. The odds of the trifecta, a near impossible 1,493 to 1. Skepticism deepened in 2019 when Cleveland won a 50-50 coin flip against Phoenix for draft positioning after LeBron's departure to Los Angeles. This repeated fortune, aligning neatly with the team's need for star power post LeBron again, fueled theories of league involvement to sustain market relevance. While dismissed as coincidence, the Cavs streak remains a trademark of draft skepticism. Lonzo Ball, while a promising talent in 2017, was hardly viewed as a franchise-altering prospect worth manipulating the NBA draft lottery for. Yet this narrative isn't solely about the UCLA guard landing in Los Angeles. Instead, it centers on the then-coach Luke Walton and executive Magic Johnson, who confidently and suspiciously predicted the Lakers' top 3 draft position with precision. During a May 5th, 2017 interview on CBS Sports, Walton casually revealed Johnson's assurance.
Magic's already assured me that we're going to get our top 3 pick this year, so I'm excited about that.
While the team had a 46.9% chance of landing a top 3 selection, those odds hardly justified Magic's definitive promise. Such confidence, statistically unwarranted, caused more questions about the draft, fueling speculation that internal certainty, not probability, drove the bold claim. The timing of Walton's remarks paired with the outcome only deepened skepticism about whether luck alone explained the result. In 1993, the Orlando Magic's middling 41-41 season masked a seismic shift in the NBA landscape. That shift being the rookie year of 20-year-old Shaquille O'Neal, whose historic rookie campaign transformed the franchise from a laughingstock to must-see TV. The NBA, eager to capitalize on O'Neal's star power, faced a dilemma. How could they keep him in the spotlight? Enter the 1993 draft lottery. Despite a minuscule 1.52% chance of securing the number 1 pick, the Magic defied odds to land the top selection for the 2nd consecutive year. The timing was interesting at best. The draft class was stacked with big men, headlined by Chris Webber, a potentially complicated fit next to Shaquille O'Neal. The Golden State Warriors, however, desperately needed a center. On draft night, Orlando traded Webber to Golden State for guard Penny Hardaway and 3 future first-round picks, a lopsided deal that paired Shaquille O'Neal with a dynamic playmaker. The result? One of the game's most exciting duos. Shaq and Penny became the NBA's marquee combo, propelling Orlando to 3 straight playoff appearances in the 1995 finals. While the Magic's lottery win could be dismissed as luck, the league's vested interest in maximizing O'Neal's visibility and the Warriors' improbable desperation to trade for a redundant star raised some questions. Also, Shaq has contributed to the draft conspiracies himself.
He says, even before the lottery, he said, you want to play where it's hot or where it's cold? And I said, hot. Then Orlando gets the ball. I don't think none of it.
I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, I am too.
By 2008, the Chicago Bulls were stuck in NBA limbo. Competitive enough for playoff appearances, but lacking the transcendent talent to reclaim their Jordan-era glory. Enter Derrick Rose. a Chicago-born prodigy whose explosive athleticism and hometown narrative made him an irresistible storyline for the NBA. Though Rose was widely projected as a top 3 pick alongside Michael Beasley and OJ Mayo, the Bulls' 1.7% lottery odds made his selection seem improbable at best, until fate of course intervened again. Against staggering probability, Chicago leaped from the number 9 spot to secure the number 1 overall pick, promptly drafting Derrick Rose. The move aligned perfectly with the league's interests, reviving a flagship franchise with a local hero while scripting a fairy tale for fans. While Derrick Rose's MVP trajectory validated his talent, the Bulls' lottery luck reeked of orchestration, a 1.7% chance for a franchise craving relevance and a marketable star. The NBA, ever conscious of narratives, had motive and means to engineer a suspiciously poetic outcome. Now, of course, the 2019 draft has its own speculations with Zion and the Pelicans. Interestingly, superstar Anthony Davis asks to be traded, is traded to LA, and then miraculously the Pelicans get the number 1 overall pick for a generational talent coming from Duke and Zion Williamson. The Pelicans won that lottery with just a 6% chance. Now, wait a minute, that sounds kind of familiar. A team is willing to trade their superstar face of the franchise player to LA to join LeBron James and later wins an improbable draft lottery? Right, that's what this video was about. In a twist of fate, the Dallas Mavericks capitalized on a mere 1.8% chance to draft Cooper Flagg months after a polarizing, really ridiculous trade of Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers. Now, the conspiracies around this trade have dominated headlines, but what do you think? Is the draft lottery rigged? Is the NBA scripted? Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching Sports Pantheon.